Hi, this is Marcel of Strong for Life, and today we're talking about stretching again. We had some fantastic feedback from our last video, which you'll find a link to either above the screen or in the description below. Thank you so much for watching that one. If you haven't clicked the link, make sure you do watch that. But today we're going to talk about what people have been asking for actually, which was some feedback that we got about active and partner stretching. Okay, so that means working with another person in order to assist or accelerate that stretching. So again, today I'm working with the wonderful Ausra. Thank you so much. Again, links for her are in the description below. If you want to work personal training, that's what the Ausra does very, very well, online and in clinic as well. So the stretches that we're going to show you are mostly related to the lower limb. So that's what we're going to do. But first, I always want you to warm up your muscles before you consider doing your stretches. So Ausra's going to demonstrate some very simple warm-up exercises for the lower body. So if you could start with some bodyweight squats, that would be great. And I'm going to talk as she does that as well. So it's very, very straightforward because she only need do maybe 10 repetitions in order to just start preparing the muscles and getting the blood flowing. That's very important that you do prepare the muscles for the stretch that we're going to do. And I'll explain why. Your muscles have a mechanism that protects them from being torn. Now, if they're not prepared, what we're going to do now is high knees. Very good, thank you. Straight into it. She went into it, love it. Your muscles have a mechanism to protect them from being torn, okay? Now, if your muscles are not prepared, i.e. you haven't really done very much movement, so you've just got out of bed or you've been sitting on the sofa for a while, then the risk of them being damaged is slightly higher if you force them into a stretch. If you warm them up by doing some form of physical movement, such as high knees, for example, or squats, then that's a much more effective way. If you could do straight-legged ones, that would be great. Straight-legged bent overs. We can use a little bit of weight here. You don't have to use weight, but Ausra's a strong individual, so it just helps to have a little bit more weight applying here. Now, this is a fantastic exercise in itself, but again, these are just warm-ups. We're not trying to build up any muscle here, so you can do these without any form of weight pulling you down. The technique for this one, if you just turn slightly sideways for me, so towards me, the technique here is that the back is straight and the legs stay almost completely straight. Okay, so there's a slight bend in her knees, which is fine, but ultimately what we're working here is the hamstring muscle back here. There's a little bit of back as well, so that's good, but mostly the hamstrings there as well. So that's exactly what we want to warm up in order to then effectively stretch it. Okay, so Ausra's nice and warm, so what we're going to do is move over to the couch and do some assisted stretching. Right, so the best place to do these types of stretches would be on a flat bed surface. So if you want to assist your partner to do this, it's better that they are slightly elevated so that it's better for you as well. Of course, you can do this on the floor as well, but we're going to use the couch that we have here. So the first stretch we're going to work on is the quadricep muscle. So that's the muscle at the front of the thigh here. Yeah, exactly. Ausra can show you. So to do that, we're going to have Ausra or your partner go face down. So when we go face down, very, very simple. If you bend this left leg for me, we bring the leg up. Now, it is important that the partner doesn't use this muscle or contract the muscle to bend it more because it might create cramp. So you just need to relax as the recipient partner, just relax fully. What I'm gonna do is put my hand on the ankle and gently increase the stretch, pushing the heel towards the buttock. Now, if this gives lower back pain, you need to ease off the pressure, okay? But if it doesn't and it feels comfortable, feels okay, fantastic, then she's getting a great stretch through the quad, yes? Brilliant. Now, to amplify this a little bit more, and this is the key, can you push your pelvis forward into the couch? That's it, good. How does that feel? Feel more of a stretch, exactly. And so now we're really amplifying that stretch. It's possible that I may only be able to get there until she really feels it, and then she can tilt the pelvis a little bit more and push it in and still feel the stretch. But Ausra is relatively flexible, so that's not a problem for her at all. Now we want to hold that for around 15 to 30 seconds. Again, I'm going to reiterate the time frame. 15 to 30 seconds is absolutely ideal. We can let the ankle go, and then obviously you can do the opposite side with the same thing, keeping the hamstring relaxed, pushing down, anterior tilting the pelvis forward a little bit more. Good, and increasing and amplifying that stretch. Okay, so that is a quad stretch that is really, really good and goes all the way from the knee up towards the hip line, which is the length of the quadricep muscle. Okay, let's do the next one. Okay, Ausra's now on her back, and we can now work the opposing muscle group, which is the hamstring muscle. So those are the muscles under the thigh, back here, okay? And those are the ones that, again, translate to the pelvis and at the knee, and they cause flexion at the knee. So they basically bend the knee and also allow you to bend and straighten at the pelvis, okay? So it's a very important and large muscle to stretch as well. So assisted stretching is like this. If you can lift that leg up straight for me as high as you can go. Now that is a good indicator of her current level of basic flexibility. It may be that your partner is here, it could be there, it could be much further, depending on their level of flexibility. If you drop that leg, that makes it a little bit more difficult because it neutralizes the pelvis. So what I want you to do is go as straight as you can, and that's comfortable. Brilliant. Okay, so here what I can do is place the ankle on my shoulder, and then all we're going to do is gently support the thigh, keeping the knee straight. That's important. And just increase that stretch until you can feel it. You can feel it? She can feel it. Okay, good. Good, and that's not painful in your back or anything like that. Good. As long as you can feel it, that's really, really good. Now, whilst you're in this position, there's actually something you can do to amplify this. Can you bring your toes towards your knee for me? And you might feel a little bit more of a pull behind the knee. Perfect. And so that's a really good way. Obviously, you need to make sure she's got nice, clean feet. But you can obviously work really, really well. So if you point the toes to the ceiling now, that's it, good. And then pull back. And this is called neural flossing. And it's quite interesting. It's like flossing for your knees instead of your teeth. And this works really, really well to prepare the nerves behind the knee as well, and just helps with increasing the stretch. Good. What I'm going to do is just increase that very slightly. And again, it's amplifying that. Now, we've done that for long enough, so we can relax that leg. And we go to the other side and do exactly the same thing, okay? Again, we might want to repeat that 2 or 3 times, but I'm just assisting with that additional level of stretch, okay? Great. Right, now we're gonna do the next movement, which is for the gluteal. So this one's really, really nice. And again, it's something that most of these exercises can be done by yourself, but it's really nice to have somebody else work with you who can obviously take turns in it as well. So we're gonna start with the right leg, and we're going to be stretching the glutes, which is the buttock muscle. Big, strong muscle. So if you straighten that leg out for me, and we're going to help to lift this one up. Now again, any back issues, any hip issues, you need to be careful with this one. But on the basis that the person is just tight and doesn't have any major issues, here's what we're going to do. Similarly to Ausra being able to pull her own knee to her chest, if I actually apply my own body weight, it amplifies that quite a lot more. So you can feel that, yeah? So now what I can do is obviously push down, and I want to be pushing straight down into her chest as opposed to across too much to the opposite shoulder or even out. Those are different variations of the exercise, or the stretch, shall I say? But that works really, really well. Increasing that, perfect. Okay, so that's exactly what we want. We're going to release that one, and we go to the other side, and we do the same thing. And you can see why a warm-up is very important, because we want the muscles to be supple when we do this. Okay, good. That's it. And it's important as well that Ausra breathe very calmly. Although it may be a bit uncomfortable, it's important to exhale. So you breathe in and you breathe out, because that breathing is a big part of this stretching. Good. Okay, brilliant. And that's the gluteals. Fantastic. Moving on. Right, now we're going to assist to stretch the glutes, but also the lower back with rotation. Now, this one you need to be cautious with. This is a great stretch, but again, if there's any issue within the back, you need to double check with a health professional or somebody in order to ensure that you're not going to create any damage. If you have any doubts, don't do it, okay? But otherwise, this is a fantastic stretch for the lower back and the glutes. So what we're going to do is, if you drop that leg for me, you're going to bring this one up, and you're going to bring it across like that. Now reach out your opposing arm and keep your shoulder down. What I'm going to do is just stabilize the arm reaching out and bring the knee down towards the floor. You need to do this very slowly and gently. No sudden movements. You just assist with the knee going down. You feel that stretch? Where do you feel it? In your back. A little bit of glute as well. Perfect. So that's exactly what we want. And so we're just applying opposite direction forces. Shoulder stays down and the knee is going in the other direction. But it's important that you're very gentle. Again, the duration is 15 to 30 seconds maximum. Good. Changing sides. Right, so now we're going to go into another final hip and lower back stretch. Absolutely fantastic, one of the most popular ones. This is an amplified child pose, shall we say. So if you can turn over onto your front, and you're going to put your knees under your chest this time. That's it, and you're going to bring your heels, that's it, your hips to your heels. Fantastic. Very important, reaching forward. This is a stretch that we showed in our other video that you can do by yourself, which simply feels amazing anyway when you're by yourself. But if you have somebody to assist, if they put their hands on your hips at the back and push a little downward, I'm keeping my arms straight here so as to apply a direct pressure, just using my own body weight, and I'm not bouncing. I'm just applying a consistent pressure. You can feel that? It feels good? Brilliant. So Austria can really feel that in her, hopefully her lower back, a little bit in the glutes. If you are tight through the legs, you will feel that there as well. But again, this is a very nice, gentle stretch, applying an additional load through the back in order to assist with that, which is really nice. Good, okay, coming back up, and that is an equally distributed, so we only need to do that once. Okay, so that concludes our partner stretching video. We hope you got some benefit out of that. Please put a comment below if you did. If you've got any questions about what we've done, then I would love to answer them. I do answer all the comments in the questions, or message directly. For details, you'll find that in the description. Make sure you like and subscribe the video because it helps me a lot, and obviously you can share the video with anyone that you think you could benefit as well. So thank you so much for watching, and make sure you join us for our next one, which we're hoping to now do at least once a week. Thanks again. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.